What's up guys, my name is TechnoTuner and today I'm bringing to you my test hands for the Shark deck that I showed you in our previous video. If you guys want to hang around, I'll show you a couple different test hands that I've done where I played against my friends and have had a lot of fun with it. But basically, this deck has a lot of capabilities, like I said in the past, where it can go extremely wide, where you can make an Xyz monster where you can either negate the board or just set up bigger, beefier monsters, or setting up the actual lore accurate shark monster to really just go in and deal some massive damage. Now, I will state that this deck has a lot of capabilities of going and being improved. Given that this is a Genesys format, this deck is only 19 points and has a lot of capabilities to be further improved or modified to your liking. Now, I will state that if you guys do want to modify anything, please feel free to do so. Anyways, guys, I'm going to hop right into this, and we're doing two test hands of us going first, and then finally the last one of us going second. So, let's go ahead and hop right on into this. So, for our first test hand, we got Surfacing Big Jaws, Abyss Shark, Silent Sea Nettle, Ice Knight, and Hydrojet Shark. Let's see what we can do with this. So, first off, what we can do is go ahead and normal summon Ice Knight. Ice Knight will give us an extra normal summon of a water monster this turn, in which case we can go ahead and normal summon Surfacing Big Jaws. Surfacing Big Jaws, when it's normal or special summon, we can add a fish shark monster from our deck to our hand. In this case, we'll go ahead and add us the Drake Shark. So we'll go ahead, add the Drake Shark, and then the Drake Shark will special summon itself since it was added from our deck to our hand. Basically the Inborn Poplar. And then next, we'll go ahead and overlay these two and go directly into, since it counts as two materials, we'll go ahead and go into our Shark Drake, just so we have an Water Xyz monster on the board. And then we'll go ahead and special summon us our Hydrojet Shark, allowing us to special summon it since we control a Water Xyz monster. Then we're going to activate the effect to send a water monster, or excuse me, one fish shark monster sea spell trap from our deck to the graveyard. In this case, our best bet would probably be to send our left-hand shark. Just in case we get to our right-hand shark, we can further our plays. Next, we'll go ahead and special summon Sea Nettles since we control a water monster. And then we'll take Sea Nettles and the Ice Knight and go directly into our full armored Black Ray Lancer. This gives us full capability of being able to utilize its effects, but also giving us another body in which we can go through and utilize it and go into Xyz Armor Fortress, where we'll detach up to two materials, Silent Sea Nettle and Ice Knight, and get us an Xyz spell trap or an Xyz monster. Basically, I'm getting us the Armored Xyz cards. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and grab us full armored Xyz. And then we'll also grab us the Reincarnation Unveiling Male. So far, I know it doesn't look like a lot, but you'll see what I'm going to be doing next. Next, we'll go ahead and Abyss Shark, targeting the Hydrojet to summon the Abyss Shark and use them for a rank 4. In this case, we'll go ahead and go into our Silent Honor Arc. And then we'll go, and since we got Shark Drake on field, we'll go into Shark Drake Vice, rank up into that. Rank up into C32 Shark Drake Vice. And we can either keep it and detach materials as we need, or the fun part is we can keep going. In this case, we're going to keep going because I want to show how big this monster can get. In which case, we'll go ahead and go directly up into our full armored Crystal Zero Lancer. This card becomes basically a really big thing, as it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials. It gains 500 attack for each too. So it basically becomes an additional 25, so it's at 47. We have a 25 Exceeds Armor Fortress and a Silent Honor Arc. Do note, if you did not want to go into the Silent Honor Arc, you could do the Hope Wyvern Shark instead, because that's probably the better play here, first off. And second of all, the other option is you can, when any monsters or any player's monster declares an attack, you detach one Exceeds material from this card, and all monsters opponent currently controls lose 1,000 attack, which can help out greatly. So we'll probably do that one instead, now that I think about it. I know that's technically cheating in this lore, or cheating in this game, but you understand that number 101 is a board breaker, while Honor Woven Dragon Spider Shark is actually further protection. Next up, we'll go ahead and set the full armor Exceeds, and we'll go ahead and equip Reincarnation Unveiling Mail to full armor Crystal Zero Lancer, which can help out a lot in this case. But that's all that I got for this first test hand, because when we go to our opponent's turn, we'll use full armored Exceeds. We'll go ahead and then Exceed Summon, where we can either use this. Well, we'd only be able to use this because this can't be used as material. Go into this. And then target one Exceeds monster I control. Equip one other Exceeds monster from face-up field or graveyard to that monster as a equip spell. Will equip the armor Exceeds, placing the Black Ray Lancer at the bottom, or in the graveyard, which can help out a lot, giving an additional 2,500 attack and double battle damage. So it does a lot more for further damage respect. But since we would get one that is equipped to it, we attach one material our opponent controls as well, which can further interact and really cause some harm, especially if we're breaking their board. But that's all that I got to show for you guys today for this first test hand. Let's go ahead and hop right into our second one, and I'll show you some more. All right, let's go ahead and see what our next going first hand would look like. We got Surfacing Big Jaws, Ice Knight again, Minaryuka, Foolish Burial Goods, and Crystal Shark. So we have a lot of capabilities here. So first off, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Foolish Burial Goods, allowing us to send one spell or trap from our deck to the graveyard. We'll go ahead and send that Ice Barrier. This Ice Barrier is going to allow us to banish this card and then get a water monster, where we can send a level 5 or higher water monster from our deck to the graveyard, and add one water monster from our graveyard to our hand, which we'll go ahead and activate by banishing it once that chain resolves, and add us the Abyss. We're going to send the Abyss Shark and then add the Abyss Shark from our graveyard to our hand. Next up, since a spell was activated this turn, we'll go ahead and special summon the Surfacing Big Jaws. Surfacing Big Jaws is then going to allow us to add a Fish Shark monster from our deck to our hand. In this case, we'll go ahead and add Drake Shark, which will then special summon itself once we add it to our hand. Next up, we'll go ahead and target Drake Shark and have its attack and special summon Crystal Shark. And then we'll special summon Abyss Shark, since all the monsters we control are basically water monsters. We'll overlay these two, of course, and go into our Shark Drake. Next up, we have fun capabilities. Oh, I also missed a effect, so excuse me before we go through this. Once this is special summon, if you do, you can add one level 3, 4, or 5 fish monster from your deck to your hand. So we're going to do that. So we're going to add a buzzsaw shark as well. So excuse me, I misplayed. That was my bad. But next up, we will go through and go into our shark drake as I was stating. And then we could take these two and go into our Nash Knight or our Valiant Shark Lancer. In this case, it would probably be better to go into our Valiant Shark Lancer just to give us a capability of having further interaction. Next up, we'll go ahead and normal summon Ice Knight and then Ice Knight effect to give us an additional normal summon into Buzzsaw Shark. Buzzsaw Shark will give us the capability of being able to target a water monster we control and then special summon a fish monster with the same level as that monster in defense position. So we'll target Ice Knight and summon, but its effects are negated, a fish monster in defense. That's the same level. We'll go ahead and special summon Armored Shark in defense position. We'll next take Armored Shark and Buzzsaw Shark. Go into Hope Wyvern. Then we'll go ahead and activate the effect, not really activate the effect, but exceed on up into number C32. Then C32, we can then go on up into our C32 Shark Drake Vice. So we have a pretty good board here already. So the free capability here is basically leaving it where it's at. Now, if you had a monster effect that you can activate during this turn, in which currently you cannot, you can special summon this as a quick effect, and then target one face-up card in the field, negates effects until the end of this turn. If you banish one face-up fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster you control, but that's during your turn. But basically, this is all that you have currently, but gives you a lot of protection and capabilities. If you want to further expand, you can go into your full Armor Crystal Zero or Dark Knight Lancer. You don't have to. But at this point, you already have where you could detach one material from Shark Drake Vice, target one effect monster opponent currently controls, negates effects, and if you do, its attack and defense becomes 0, so that's already 1. You could target one monster opponent controls, attach one material from Genesys monster you control, and destroy that monster. And you also have the capability of dropping all your opponent's monsters' attack by 1,000 due to Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark when they declare an attack. So you have full capabilities, and also when you activate any of their effects, you can basically special summon Minaruka to the actual board in defense position, giving you an extra monster as a blocker if you need to. Or if not, you can keep it as an extension for next turn, because when you draw, you can go ahead and get Aqua Jet Surface. So if any of your monsters leave the board, you can use any of the ones that you really have there as further extension for next turn outside the whole. Now you can even use Ice Knight from that. But you get the point. You get further extension, have further capabilities, and you can allow on the crackback, if any of your monsters survived, you can go into your full Armor Crystal Zero Lancer for extra damage, or full Armored Dark Knight Lancer for further interaction and stealing monsters and capability. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for the going first test hands. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what our going second test hand would look like. All right, so our final test hand here, and it's us going second. So we'll draw Nintendo Spirit Sathana, Drake Shark, Lifeless Sea Fish, Full Spiritual Goods, and Abyss Shark. Then for our 6th card, we'll draw into Surfacing Big Jaws. So of course, we'll go ahead and activate Foolish Burial Goods, sending a card that we want in our graveyard. We'll go ahead and send the Ice Barrier. We'll go ahead and then activate Ice Barrier, banishing it, allowing us to get a Crystal Shark, and then adding the Crystal Shark to our hand. Next up, we'll go ahead and special summon Tenny Spirit Sithana. And since we activate a spell this turn, we'll go ahead and special summon Surfacing Big Jaws. Surfacing Big Jaws effect to grab us a shark, or, excuse me, grab a 1 fish shark monster from deck to hand. So we'll go ahead and add the other Drake Shark, which will then special summon itself. Notice we have not normal summoned at all this turn, so we have full capability and full range to do a lot of different things here. We'll go ahead and take these two. And I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but we're also going directly into Shark Drake. So I can free up a couple spots and do a couple plays. In this case, we're going to go ahead and special summon Crystal Shark, targeting Sithana, to then special summon it. And then we'll go ahead and summon Abyss Shark and add 1 level 3, 4, or 5 fish. In which case, we'll go ahead and add us a Hydrojet Shark. Next up, we'll go ahead and take these two. And go directly into our Valiant Shark Lancer. We'll next special summon Hydrojet Shark since we control a Water Xyz monster. And then we'll activate the effect to send 1 fish shark monster or Xyz spell trap. We'll go ahead and send the full armored Xyz to the graveyard. We'll next take Hydrojet and Tenny Spirit. Go into our Silent Honor Arc. And then we'll detach 2 from our Silent Honor Arc, which are these 2, and steal our opponent's card. In this case, I'm going to use the Arcanite Magician I have here. We'll place it under here as material. And then we'll rank that up into our Xyz Armor Fortress. Detach these 2. So we'll go ahead and grab us 2 Xyz monsters. So it is a Armored Shark and Reincarnation Unveiling Male. Next, we'll go ahead and rank ourselves on up into Shark Drake Vice and into Shark Drake Levice. Then we'll go ahead and continue on with our plays here. Notice we have yet to normal summon. I am repeating that. We have yet to normal summon. So, in this case, we'll go ahead and go directly into our full armored Crystal Zero Lancer. So we can detach 1 material from this card and negate all of our opponent's face-up monsters effects. So we'll go ahead and do that. Detach and negate their board, basically. And then we can get further damage in with Shark Drake Vice and Valiant Shark Drake Lancer. where we can detach one and destroy an opponent's monster. So we'll attach Crystal Shark. Shark Drake Vice, we'll go ahead and detach Big Jaws and make and target one effect monster opponent currently controls and negates effects. And if you do, its attack and defense becomes 0. So then we get actual piercing battle damage as well if it's defense or in defense. Next up, we'll go ahead and normal summon the Armored Shark. We'll next up use Armored Shark's effect, where we can then send one Water Exceeds monster from our extra deck to the graveyard and target one fish monster in our graveyard with the same level as the rank of that monster. So we'll go ahead and we'll send a number S37 Spider Shark. So we can target a level 5 monster. We'll go ahead and target the Crystal Shark. We'll next up use Crystal Shark and Abyss Shark for Le Virtue Dragon, detaching the Armored Shark and add either one fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from our graveyard to our hand, or target 2 Xyz monsters on the field and attach one material from one of those monsters to the other. So what I can do is detach that, and we'll add the... We're not going to detach from that, but what we're going to do instead is add the fish. Basically, if you wanted to make this bigger, you could attach one material to it from both of these, but we're not going to worry about that. Instead, we're going to add some follow-up, which is probably the more correct play in this case in adding a Buzzsaw Shark. Then we'll go ahead and Xyz into our full armored Dark Knight Lancer, and then send our Reincarnation Unveiling Mail using the Virtue Dragon, go into our full armored Utopic Grey Lancer. We'll next go ahead and banish the full armored Xyz and target one Xyz monster in our graveyard and equip it. We'll equip this to our full armored Dark Knight Lancer. It gains 2,500 attack. And if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, we could destroy this instead, but it also makes it to where any battle damage it inflicts to our opponent is doubled. So we're giving it 25, so it's already 53. On top of that, we do double battle damage. We have where Utopic Armored Ray Lancer is dropping everything's attack on our opponent's side by 500. Shark Drake Valiant Shark Lancer is a 2,500 attacker. And Shark Drake Vice is already getting to where it's already made something's attack or defense, attack and defense 0. And it can make 2 attacks during the battle phase. Also, if it attacks a defense position monster, that is already piercing battle damage. We also have follow-up for next turn, which is through Buzzsaw Shark, Lifeless Leaf Fish, and Drake Shark. We also have the capability during our end step to equip Reincarnation Unveiling Mail to either our Shark Drake Vice or full armored Dark Knight Lancer, which can give us further capabilities in extension. But overall, we've basically broken through our opponent's board by this point. If not, and we're doing, let's see, 53 plus 31, that is 84, plus 25 is 10,900, plus 2,500. So we're looking at 13,400 overall for just pure damage. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you guys. If you guys haven't seen this kind of crazy deck board, let me know in the comments. But this deck is a lot of fun. Like I said, there's a lot of capabilities in which you can make broader boards or something a little bit more controlled to where you have further plays. But I greatly enjoy the deck the way it is. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's test hands. And if you did, Please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?